The complete hypocrisy of YouTube never ceases to amaze me. Anyway, I guess you could consider this a debut video of a series of videos on a new series called Fantifa Report. Basically, just reporting on shit. I don't know how this will go. This could be just a one-off video, but I'll just do this, and hopefully this video doesn't get rejected because of what's going on right now with my main channel being barred from doing anything. Speaking of my main channel, regardless how that turns out, as of right now, my main channel is compromised. I cannot and will not use it, period, until at least March or April of 2026, when the strikes will fully be lifted. And even after that, I'm going to be very, very cautious because YouTube is clamping down hard on leftists. That's just a fact. The eternal victim of the right wing will say, oh no, it's the left that are censoring everyone. Well, it's actually the fucking right. There's nothing more the right wing loves to do than to censor anyone that disagrees with them. Anyone that claims otherwise, anyone who claims to be a free speech warrior is completely silent every time anyone is who's censored just for saying something Nazis should be. Well, just fill in the blanks yourselves and you know exactly what I'm saying. Like, the very fact is we have to speak in code. We have to speak like we're fucking children. Because we can't actually speak honestly and clearly about, complex topics. We can't even use the fucking G word on this platform without it being censored, without it being demonetized. We have to say unaliving when we're talking about, it's like you can't even really talk about the Holocaust on YouTube. It's like, what the fuck? At a time where we're seeing anti-Semitism openly rising, this kind of censorship is something that Yazis are taking full advantage of. Because if you can't actually honestly talk about the Holocaust, then how the fuck are you going to be able to do honest-to-God journalism when you're talking about Gaza? You can't. You fucking can't without using comparisons to what the Yazis did in Auschwitz. You can't, because the scenes that we've been seeing for 2 years is something you would see straight out of Auschwitz. We can't talk about that. Hell, you can't even make an edgy joke about Yazis, how they should be, you fill in the blanks. I'm not going to say it. You already know. The very fact is we basically are on eggshells with YouTube. That's where we're walking. We're walking on fucking eggshells. We can't actually be honest and talk like actual fucking adults. It's ridiculous. It's exhausting. I do not understand, the logic. There's people that actually advocate for the mass unaliving of Palestinians. Their platforms are not touched. You have open Holocaust revisionism on this platform. It gets untouched. You have translated speeches of Adolf Hitler. That's untouched. You have quotes from Mein Kampf all over YouTube. Yet, I say something against some of the most evil group of people that has ever existed in history, and that's considered advocating for violence when the very existence of the Yazis is violence against marginalized groups, against disabled people, against the LGBTQ community, against black people, against indigenous people. Anyone that isn't a Angloid is freaking, it's deaf to people like us. Like, I'm disabled. The Nazis would want to see someone like me dead because I don't fit their ideal Aryan and whatever pseudo bullshit that the Yazis believe. The Yazis are allowed to roam freely on this platform, yet anti-fascists are not. We get censored. We can't even talk honestly without using code words because YouTube makes everything all convoluted. We can't say what we should be saying. Instead of saying the S word, we have to say unalive. Instead of saying the G word, we have to say unalive or some other nonsense. Instead of just speaking clearly about what we're talking about. You can't even clearly talk about the freaking Holocaust. Even if you're a Holocaust scholar and you study the subject in depth, you can't really talk about it on this platform without being censored. So when Jews can't even talk about their own history when they're talking about what's going on in Gaza and the West Bank, that's okay. Yet making an edgy joke about someone like Charlie Kirk or the people that support someone like that, that's considered hate speech, even though people like Charlie Kirk have made some pretty disgusting remarks and their videos are still allowed on this platform. People like that who say some of the most vile, most misogynistic and racist shit, that's allowed on this platform, yet making an edgy joke is not. Yazis can say or do whatever they want and with barely any repercussions. This is, in my opinion, I've been vindicated. Free speech absolutists are full of shit. Because when the left gets censored for making an edgy joke or talking about complex subjects like the Holocaust, we get censored. We get a community strike. But it's like the very fact that I have to lay low and at least for a while, so I don't risk losing my channel. This is ridiculous. But then again, it was always going to end up this way because we live under fascism. When you can't even make a joke about the ideology that Trump and his supporters are basically mainstream, that tells you we live in a fascist country. If having the stance that Nazis are bad, you're in a fucking country that supports Nazis. I don't know if this video will get taken down, but fuck Nazis. Fuck them. They're a bunch of bullies and a bunch of cowards that go after the weakest people imaginable. They did so. They were one of the first people that were targeted were the disabled, people who couldn't really fight back. Some of the most marginalized people imaginable, the homeless. And then when they were done going after people in their own country, they went to fucking East Europe to do what America did to the indigenous people of this land, and they got their fucking asses handed to them, and they have been butthurt for over 80 fucking years. Honestly, America needs to face itself. It really does. Those who claim to be anti-fascist and to be anti-Nazi, you can't really be that if you refuse to see that. Where did the Nazis learn everything from? Where did they learn their Nazism? Where did they get their ideas? Because the American fascists, well, it's more accurate to call them proto-fascists. They were all proto-Nazis. The founding fathers, you can argue, were proto-Nazis. They have so much in common with the Nazis that there's a reason they don't teach you American history. They teach us mythology, because if they were to teach us real history Any sane person would be able to connect the dots between the ideology of the founding fathers and the literal Nazis. And Americans are not willing to reckon with the idea that this country is not worth preserving. It's mask off ever since Trump came back into the White House. In fact, it's even more mask off than it was the first time. When you can't even be anti-Nazi on YouTube, which Nazism supposedly goes against its hate speech guidelines, then what's the point of the community guidelines in the first place when it literally protects some of the most vile people on this fucking planet? I'll leave you with that. Hopefully this video doesn't get rejected, but if it does, I'll just upload it 2 weeks after this date, which is November 27th, 2025, if I'm unable to upload it on the same day.